My last question for you guys, and then I don't have anything else for y'all, is whose side are you on in the Boosie versus Vlad interview gate?
Oh, I'm not hit.
I'm not hit.
I don't pay attention to no.
Boosie. I ain't get this one.
Oh, no, come on. This one is good.
They boys.
This one is good. Come on. Let's do it.
And we had a conversation, and this conversation was a private business conversation, but Boosie recently did a live where he revealed parts of this conversation, and in his live, he said that he had asked for $5,000 more, and I said no, which is why he's not going to do the interview.
I wanted $5,000 more than he wanted to pay me. He didn't want to pay me, so I think I'm gonna make more money doing it this way. And I'm editing my interview now.
Now, that's not exactly accurate. So, I wasn't going to put any of this out there, but because he started putting out numbers out there and people started going, oh, Vlad being cheap, why is it only $5,000? You could pay him that, not knowing the whole picture.
Give it to us,
So I'm going to
Vlad.
lay out the whole picture for everyone just to explain what exactly is going on. So when I called Boosie, like I said, the fee had always been $25,000. He said, we had a conversation, $40,000. And I'm like, fam, I can't do $40,000. That's just putting me in the hole in a situation like this. He's like, well, I'll go as low as 35. And I'm like, man, listen, I might be able to do 30 after I run the numbers, but 35 is definitely out of the question. But let me go ahead and run my numbers and actually see what's going on. So I went back and I looked through the last 5 or 6 interviews.
New Joe
And I
Budden.
looked, and the profit margin on each of these interviews was around $10,000. So I showed him the numbers. I sent him a spreadsheet showing him my back end numbers. And I'm like, bro, the most I could do is 25. You're asking for 35. Your traffic has been dipping over the years. You've gone from about 6 million to about 5.5 to about 5 and some change. So you're looking at about maybe a 10-15% decrease, 40,000.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In views, which means a 10 to 15% decrease in revenue, as you know, but you're asking for a 40% increase in appearance fee. A 40% increase. It doesn't make any business sense because what'll end up happening is, look, Boosie's already at home, right? He wakes up, he does the interview. There's no cost associated with him, and he was getting paid $25,000. I have to fly because I don't have a studio or a camera crew in Georgia, in Atlanta, so I have to hire a camera crew in Atlanta. I have to fly from LA to Atlanta. I have to get a hotel. I have to have all the costs associated with it. And then afterwards, I have to pay to get the video edited and pay my crew and everything else like that. And as you know with YouTube, I'm taking all the risk because sometimes videos get demonetized.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Especially when you talk about someone like a Boosie who has, he swears, he's talking about a lot of edgy stuff in views, which means a 10 to 15% decrease in revenue, as you know, but you're asking for a 40% increase.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And at the end of the day, I'm taking 100% of the risk. So I'm like, listen, I cannot pay you $35,000 when I'm going to make nothing. Or maybe I'm even going to take a loss. And Boosie is like, yo, you're being cheap. And I said, I'm not being cheap. I'm being put in a situation where you make all the money and I make none of the money. It simply doesn't make any business sense. And at the end,
A little long, but that's Vlad's version of what happened. Boosie then came out and said, I'm going to interview myself. He did that. He put out a little teaser giving some of his Gucci Mane, Pusha thoughts. But when that video went online, people was kicking his back in because the lighting is different and the lens is different. And Boosie black as hell with no lighting. So niggas in the comments like, hey, big dog, yo, just go ahead and take that 25 and take your ass back to Vlad. But interesting conversation.
I'm on Boosie side.
Which side are y'all on and why?
Boosie. Yeah, 100%.
Boosie, y'all on Boosie's side?
100%.
Why?
It's 2 parts, so I'll address the first part. Yo, him interviewing himself, cool. This is my first fucked up interview. Y'all could crack on me, but I'm gonna go get the lighting done. I'm gonna step it up. I'm gonna do these things, and this is my first one, so I can fix that. Secondly, I don't believe, and I could be totally wrong, you guys are much better at this stuff than I, but I don't believe that Vlad is making $25,000 off of a Boosie interview, or he would have stopped doing Boosie interviews. I believe that Vlad is a successful businessman, and he's not even going to do if I'm only making 30, I'm going to give you 25 margin. That makes zero sense to me. Anybody that has any business acumen knows that he is lying, and he's downplaying the numbers. And the thing is, you can't prove it. And so that's the thing. You can't prove what Vlad's numbers are. Boosie can't look at his spreadsheet and say, yo, this is accurate. This is what you're making on the back end. Because he would never give Boosie that. Nigga, I could type whatever the fuck I want in Excel and send it to somebody and say, yo, these are my numbers. I don't think that Vlad is as successful as he has been for the decades that he's been successful, making a 10% margin on every video he shoots. That don't make sense. You can't stay in business and do that.
But did he say he made it on every video or just just that video?
He said, "Yo, I went and looked at his numbers,
his recent videos."
And
I thought he meant his recent.
He said, "Yo,
that's what I'm
That's what I'm saying. Vlad's not saying he makes 10,000 on every video he makes.
No, what
he pays.
True. What I'm saying though is, if I'm not gonna make money, it don't even behoove me to do the video.
I wouldn't be doing that for 25. If I'm only making 10, why would I do that ever?
He said not even 10. He said he wouldn't even make 30. He said, I might lose money on this video. I don't think that's the truth.
The way they clip them videos up and run them shit, so right, it'd be 37. It'd be
8-minute
Boosie
mark.
interview part 37.
It's also one part of the equation, right? Like, because these Boosie videos are over here and are doing well, other videos are getting visibility that you may be making a bigger profit margin off of. And it's all social media fodder, which is bringing more people to the channel than would come anyway. So it's kind of a loss leader, I guess, for lack of a better term.
And if I'm Boosie,
without knowing his business.
It's Boosie know what's up. You want me to talk about this Gucci Man Pooh Shiesty shit? That is a hot topic, especially given the type of person that Boosie is, the shit he stands on.
True.
This is one of those, I know we jokingly say, who the fuck cares what Boosie got to say? This is one where a lot of people want to hear what Boosie got to say.
And
Boosie knows this, and I know you are going to monetize the fuck out of this.
True.
No, you cannot give me my usual for this. Demand is high right now. You're going to pay high demand. And if not, I'll keep it myself and do it myself. And I'm 100% with Boosie in that.
I'm with Boosie about saying he can set his price. And he can say, no, I ain't mad at that. But I don't think Vlad is right. I agree with Vlad. I mean, I'm just thinking, like, I'm just did a quick scan, and some of these videos did 1 million, some did 600,000, some did 100,000. Let's say,
But is that the whole interview or is that part?
I looked at the clips and the whole. You know what I mean? So I just did a quick, just try to add up.
All of that adds up together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. YouTube is the whole aggregate. Let's assume the whole aggregate is 5 million views. Let's just say. Mm-hmm. How much money is that worth to a YouTuber? What would y'all say?
It depends. It depends on the clicks. It depends.
There's a lot of factors. Yeah, but it wouldn't be far-fetched to say that for every million, he's making 7,000, 8,000 to 10,000, depending on the length of the video. Now, if it's an hour video, that's different. I'm just saying, he might only be making 50 or 60, or let's just say generously 70,000 on the video. Let's just say it's 70. I don't think it's that much. I think it's probably, just looking at the numbers I just saw, somewhere around 50 or 60,000. If he pays him, what did he ask for initially?
25.
30.
He was 40.
35.
He said 40.
If he gave him 40,
then he said, I'll go down to 35.
so let's say, like I'm saying, if he had honored the request to 35, right? Because right, you set a number, you negotiate. Let's say it's 35. Now he's got 25. Like he said, he got to fly out there, set up a crew, and again, he's taking all the risk because you can get demonetized. You can have videos not hit.
Video did 40 million streams, so you need to give me more bread. When you own a company, that is the risk that you take. Joe pays me every month. If some shit go out the park, I can't now say, yo, that shit went out the park, give me some more spanky. The same way. So that's the thing. You can't bitch when it's profitable and then you can't bitch when it's not profitable and then rejoice when it is. Like that is what happens.
This is what I'm missing. I'm not arguing that Boosie shouldn't be able to set his price and say yes or no based on what he thinks he's to make. I'm saying, what's wrong? Why is Vlad wrong for saying no to that number? What if he had asked for 50,000?
He's not wrong
at all.
That's his decision.
I'm just saying Vlad's right.
It's not a right or wrong issue. I said I side with Boosie, and I think Vlad is lying about the money.
But based on what?
Monetary thing.
But Vlad's not going to show Boosie his real numbers of what he's making. Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to calculate, because Boosie did a lot of videos, and a lot of those videos have replay value. So if you might have he could have said, yo, I made only $10,000 from you this month. But then Boosie could say, well, what do you make the next month? What do you made the other month?
And not just
for
that.
my videos only. If he takes his videos only, so I don't think that he's going to show him the numbers. I understand what you're saying, but I do agree with Vlad taking on. I do also agree. As a business, you gotta. The point is to make a profit. Like we can pretend all we want to. The point is to make a profit, nigga. Like if I'm doing that, I'm putting you on my platform. Whatever, you would have did it on your own, and we see what happened when you did it on your own. I put you on my platform, nigga. Like,
but it's that one part that I don't want to keep repeating the same shit. But again, this is a highly anticipated interview here. Vlad knows that. Mm-hmm. That's my thing. Vlad know. I'll give you an example. Bring it here. That's like if Umar's coming back up here. Joe know what that's going to do. It's highly anticipated. Okay, so if I downplay my numbers to you, knowing I'm about to shoot this shit through the roof, and then and Boosie knows what you about to do. So no, you're gonna pay me more for this one because I know what happens.
Bro, I don't be on racial shit. It sounds like some white man bullshit to me.
Let me jump in here a little bit, and I'm on both of your sides. You said if Umar comes back up here, I know what that's gonna do.
Correct.
Okay, I also know what he does without me. And I could be of the position that it ain't that much.
Okay.
Back to Mr. Tendernism and Homeboy. The union together is where the value is. The second that you go and try to no lighting, no camera, and do it on your own, all right, you want to fuck up the dope, fuck it up. Now,
prior to that, though, stop, because I'm with you. Let's say prior to that, though, let's say Boosie never does this part. He never puts out his clip of his interview with the bad lighting, the bad camera, none of that. He's still keeping it. He hasn't said anything yet.
And Boosie's math, just so you know, Boosie is saying, when I was charging you 25 grand, I did 7-8 interviews in a year. Now that I'm telling you 40 grand, 35 grand, I haven't done any in the last 7 months. I feel like I'm saving you money. That's what Boosie is saying.
I get that logic.
That's not logical to me.
I think to set a precedent, I'm not paying nobody $25,000 to do an interview. That's me. Vlad has a business that is working and is successful. I would assume that Boosie is a large part of that, but that's a lot. If a nigga you had success with come in your face, I need 40 grand to sit down. Now,
but
I don't think he's wrong. I don't care about that part.
But that matters though. That's very important
to you. The part that matters to me is if I come sit down once, you can make that B300 videos, and so I care about that. So I'm charging you 40, but now you have 300 videos that you're clipping, and all of them are doing numbers.
Yep.
1, 2. Damn, what was I about to say? What the fuck was I about to say? My memory is bad.
Can I jump in real quick?
Well, let me at least try to remember what I was about to say. What was I saying? Oh, Vlad runs a subscription service. So it is a little disingenuous to say,
I didn't even know that.
Hey, I'm checking the numbers on these videos over here, and it ain't hidden. Well, no, it ain't hidden there.
And parts.
But if I come over there and the subs is just all the way fucking through the roof only when I sit down, I'm well within my right to charge what I'm charging. Again, I agree with both of them in this.
And I don't pick a side.
I don't think
pick a side.
Yeah, I don't think there's a wrong answer.
I think Parks' point is even makes it even stronger. Yo, I might have led somebody here to see this, but now they looking at Freeway Rick Ross. They looking at this because it's gonna give you suggested shit to watch. So now you can't quantify what I did for your traffic. You can only quantify what I did for that one particular interview, but I might have bought motherfuckers. Oh, you might go look at the old Boosie. You might go look at this. You might go look at that. You get what I'm saying? And so that's the thing. Like, yo, when you go on YouTube, they'll suggest some shit. You ain't come on there to see that song. You might go watch that now. So you can't really put it in words. I think Vlad is too successful to only be getting that small profit margin.
But see, I don't think it's a small margin given how much content he puts out.
It is.
You know what I mean?
I still think it's a small margin.
Okay,
$10,000 per video.
I don't
He's
think
just talking
He's
about
not saying per video.
He's not saying per video. That's what I'm saying.
Boosie's video.
Boosie.
That don't say per video. That's two different things.
That's what I'm saying.
He
Because
puts
there's
out
some
a lot
videos that he does.
I'm talking about Boosie videos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm saying his business model isn't majority Boosie.
Yeah, he ain't paying niggas 30 grand every time he sit down and
That's
talk
what
to
I'm
him.
saying. There's a lot of people. I'm saying I'm saying he might, because he paid so much for Boosie, that margin might be lower, but to your point, it might lead to the subscriptions and all these other things. But he's not. You were saying he's too successful a businessman to be making $10,000 a video. I'm saying I think you're right. On some of these videos, he's making $100,000 a video. Because, for example, I've done. I mean, I'm not big enough to get paid, but like I didn't get paid to do Vlad, but it got millions of views. You know what I mean? Some people are getting $5,000 and it's getting 5 million views, and I think that's how he's making his money, and he chops that up into a million pieces and then puts out the overall. I think sometimes these big celebrity videos that he pays $20,000 and $30,000 for, to your point, is just the introduction to get people into the universe.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So that means it still has a value.
Yeah.
So that means your profit margin is more than what you are saying. Even if the bigger videos, you might be paying a larger amount of money to get traffic there, and that traffic generates revenue and from other people.
That's harder to quantify.
That's still attributed to me.
Yeah, so if that's the case, you treat that shit like an advertising cost then, like you bought a commercial then.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, as a business owner, at some point, you're going to say, all right, enough.
True.
And that's what I'm saying. Boosie did nothing wrong. I'm just saying, this idea that, I'm not saying y'all are saying this, but that Vlad is somehow being unreasonable or cheap, because that's what Boosie said.
Well, where I think the unreasonable
at some point, you got to draw a line.
Where I think the unreasonable part, or I ain't going to call him cheap, but the part is where, because nobody believes those are the real numbers he gave Boosie. So if I'm giving you some fabricated numbers to try to get you to lower your price, that's where you doing the shady shit.
Right. But he ain't got to give him.
He didn't have to give him nothing.
How you gonna give nobody no number?
I understand
But
shit.
he used
But
that
he
as
did,
the
though.
biggest thing to support his position.
Yeah.
He used that as the biggest thing to support his position. He didn't say, yo, I ain't feel you was worth 35 grand, so I just didn't give it to you. He said,
Based on this.
I showed him the numbers and I'm only making X, and I would be taking a loss if I gave you 35,000. That was his supporting argument.
Yeah,
And
and
that's
I
where
don't think,
I
I don't
call
think those
bullshit
numbers
on.
are inaccurate necessarily. I think in the sense that I think they're literally correct. I think he probably made that off those videos, but all this incidental, tangential stuff brings the other money in. And I don't even know if you can quantify that or share, but I wouldn't share it.
Let me say something.
No, I wouldn't share it
You know,
either.
one video I had 170,000. I made about $4 grand. Next video I had 50,000. I made about 10 grand. It happens depending on the clicks. It's a way to do it.
And the link to the video, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I made a bunch of money on Rhyming Night.
Yeah. So it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made a bunch of money on.
Yeah, and that video didn't do as many views. It got maybe 500,000 views, but I made way more money on that than I did.
That's what I'm saying. It's
bunch
the
of other
clicks,
stuff.
yeah.
So it ain't just the views then. Okay.
Yeah, it's not. It's the views. It's the length. Because also,
See, I don't know. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That y'all would be the experts in that. I don't know if what he's saying even sounds credible.
I don't feel like
I just don't think you need to go to
Show
any
him.
nigga and
show him your work.
I don't.
No, you don't.
I wouldn't start that
agree.
precedent personally
At all.
unless that's just your man's you do. But I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't show
You
it.
do that to somebody that you're not supposed. It's taboo. But you do it to somebody that you really care about to show them, like, yo, whatever you think this is not what it is when it comes
Right.
to yours.
And there's
Like
an
when you
or
sent me
though.
the
There's an
Patreon numbers.
or I don't think you really know what's up
probably
anyway. So if I show you some bullshit, you'll believe it, and then I got you.
I got you.
And that's what I think happened here.